As an occupational therapist, I often get asked by parents whether or not they should buy food dispensing spoons like the Boon Squirt or the Munchkin Squeeze Spoon or the Nubby Squeeze Spoon. In this video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of this spoon and why I wouldn't necessarily think it's the best product out there and why there's a more suitable option that I think would be just as good and more beneficial for you and your bub. If this is your first time here, my name's Emma and this channel is all about helping you become a confident parent by giving you the tips and tricks I've learned along the way practicing as an occupational therapist and also being mum to 2 children. So if you want to make your life as parents significantly easier, make sure you start now by subscribing to my channel and hitting that bell so you'll be notified whenever I release a new video, and that way you won't miss a thing. So firstly, it's really important to know that looking at, smelling and touching food is really important when a baby's learning to eat food, and if you don't give your baby these opportunities, they're more likely to become fussy eaters in the future. So if you're purely looking at a food dispensing spoon because you're trying to limit the mess, then the answer is no. You should not get one of these spoons. What you should do is embrace the mess. So you might want to invest in a really good baby paint smock that your baby can put on during meal times and put something on the floor and let your baby explore the food. But if you're wanting a food dispensing spoon for when you're out and about, so it's something that you can put in your nappy bag and then use when you're visiting friends or family, then it might be something worthwhile considering. But what you need to be aware is that these food dispensing spoons are only able to kind of manage, because of the size of the hole, really finely pureed food. And generally when your baby's starting to eat food, they might be on fine puree for about a month. So if they start solids at 6 months, they're definitely going to be on mashable food by about 7 months. So then that spoon is no longer going to work. So the spoon will only be beneficial for 4 weeks. The design of the food dispensing spoons also means that the spoon, when it's in your baby's mouth, is at an angle, which then means that when they're clearing food off the spoon, generally they will be using the top of their lip to clear it off, which isn't great. We want them to work on lip seal, which is being able to close their lips fully and then remove the food from the spoon. With the food dispensing spoons, they are at an angle, so it doesn't work on that great lip seal for your baby, and therefore they're not developing that vital skill. Also, when the food's placed in these food dispensing spoons, it's really difficult to heat it up. So if you're looking for an option to carry the food when you're out and about and you're not necessarily using it all the time, so at home you are going to work on that spoon feeding, then I would recommend using a reusable pouches. So that's because these are dishwasher proof. It's really easy to reheat the food when it's in the pouches. The other thing is, which is great, is it can handle pureed food as well as mashable food. So it's going to last your baby significantly longer, and it's also you're also able to seal it really well, which is sometimes an issue with those food dispensing spoons. The other benefit is with these kind of pouches, you can just use a spoon. So when you're out and about, you just take a spoon, or you can get attachments, but I'd prefer just to take a spoon that you could put the food on, and then your baby's still working on that lip closure and clearing food off a spoon, which is a skill that they need to learn. Now, if you're not quite sure what spoons to get for your baby when you're first introducing solids, make sure you check out my video which I made, which covers what spoons to most beneficial, and then also the do's and don'ts of spoon feeding. Also, if meal times are a bit overwhelming for you or just a bit confusing and you want some tips and tricks, then check out this video, which will be extremely helpful because it covers what you could do in meal times to make it easier for both you and your bub. Also, if your baby starts storing food, which is something I find really exciting because it tells me they're learning amazing skills, but as parents I know it's extremely frustrating, check out my video where I cover the strategies that you can use to stop your baby doing this annoying behaviour. Make sure you check out that free PDF document in the description box below, which covers the developmental milestones that you can be expecting for your baby in their first year of life. This will give you an invaluable peace of mind, as you'll know what to expect and when to be concerned. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel to make your life as parents significantly easier, and if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button and hit the bell to be notified when I release a new video every week, and hopefully I'll see you next week where I'll share more parenting tips and tricks.